is seeing whether or not Mike Tomlin is crazy enough to go out there with Russell Wilson as QB1 after a 4-2 record for the Steelers to start off the year. That's what I'm looking forward to. I want to see if this guy will pull the trigger for better, for worse, right? Because look, my take on this has always been my take on this, right? Like when we talk about the Steelers, I have come to the realization a long time ago, nothing new, folks, nothing new. All right, for the last couple of years, that they are not serious about winning championships. They're not. Because in order to win, you have to be willing to sacrifice something. You got to be willing to sacrifice being comfortable, doing what you like to do, but doing what's best for the team, modernizing your offense, right? And clearly the Steelers are not willing to do that. And it's funny because I was actually planning on having something positive to say about the Steelers would I buy or sell. I was going to sell the take that I had in the offseason that I said that Mike Tomlin's winning streak would have ended. I was going to sell that take. They 4-2. But now that they came out with this decision, I'm not saying that I'm going to sell that take again, or I'm not, but I'm no longer thinking positive about this team at all. Look, Fields wasn't perfect as a passer. We know that. He's still progressing, right? But he gives this team a much needed element, which is his out structure ability, his ability to get out of the pocket, make plays on the dime, make plays with his legs. Because truth be told, outside of George Pickens, this wide receiving core is a lot to be desired for. Okay, the running game, I understand that Najee Harris went off in the last game, but it's too inconsistent. You need Justin Fields' playmaking ability. And unfortunately, and this is the funny part about it, we all should have known that Wilson was going to get the job back because they never tailored the offense to Fields. It was always Fields operating the Russell Wilson offense, which is the conservative, protect the ball. If really they wanted to move on and go with Fields, then they would have tapped into his skill set as an explosive runner of the football. They didn't. They kept the offense the same. So in hindsight, we shouldn't be surprised that Mike Tomlin is going this way. And we all know his stubbornness. We should not be surprised that Mike Tomlin is going this way. Listen, honestly, this may be a joke, but I'm really thinking this might be for real. I'm convinced that the Steelers was not happy that they scored 32 points. That's not how they want to play. I'm pretty sure that they scored 32 against the Raiders and was not happy about it. Okay? Because guess what? They want the game to be low scoring. They want to win with their defense. They want the defense to make the game winning play. The sack that causes a fumble to ice the game. And Russell Wilson is going to allow them to do just that. They don't want to modernize. They don't want a Lamar Jackson as quarterback with the same similar skill set. May not be better, but with the same skill set. Right up Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson. They don't want that. They want to be the mom and pop shop that they always has been since Big Ben and Killer Bees left. And that's why Mike Tomlin is going to make the move. And no, I don't like the move.
Real quick, Zach, before you get in here, is it? Do I like the move? No. The Steelers are 4-2. They're playing good football. Like I said, the defense is gonna. It is a defensive-led team. The defense dictates if they win or lose games. That's just how it's always been with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's gonna continue to happen. Um, the thing is that I don't like the most is how inaccurate Justin Fields has been. Earlier in the season, he was a little more accurate with his throws. On the last 2 weeks, I'm seeing him sailing balls over the receiver, and it's like way over the receiver's head. Like it doesn't even make sense why it's so far apart. And it was clear pocket. They just not making the throws to these receivers. And we could talk about that the off receiver core is not top tier or is not an amazing receiver core, but they're creating separation. Guys are open. Justin Fields is missing them, and it's by a large margin. And if you're seeing that as the head coach, you're seeing that as the offensive coordinator, you're seeing guys are open and he's just missing them. That's a red flag. And we all knew that Russell Wilson was the destined quarterback one for this team. We all wanted Fields because we all said Fields is the better football player, the more dynamic football player than Russell Wilson, and arguably in the league. I mean, not number one, but he's one of the more dynamic football players in the NFL because of what he can do on his legs and the playmaking and X, Y, Z. But the main thing for me was he has to be accurate. His accuracy needs to improve on this team to keep that spot, and he was not. and he has not been the last 2 weeks, especially that one against Dallas where they lost. So it's a difficult conversation to have because Russell Wilson's not taking the spot right away. We have to see what the hell he looks like in practice. We have to see what the heck he looks like against the Jets because it might not be the foregone conclusion that Russell Wilson is the number one quarterback for this team for the rest of the season just based on his accuracy because Fields adds extra elements. But they have to give it a look. They have to see because the inaccuracies of Justin Fields has not been good and it has caused them to miss a lot of touchdowns. It has caused George Pickens to continue his tirade of he's always effing open to the point where he got fined by the NFL because he wrote on his damn no strip in on in one of the games. So they have to give it a look and see who is an accurate enough quarterback to give the ball to the playmakers because that's all they need a quarterback to do. Get the ball to the playmakers because guys are open, but they're being missed severely.
I think both you guys made some pretty good points to start the segment off. And I'll say this. I agreed with Lil to start off his take when he said that he thought this year was going to be the first year of the Mike Tomlin era where the Steelers would have a losing season. And I agreed with him on that in large part because in the preseason, I thought that going into the season, Russell Wilson was going to be this team's starting quarterback. And I'm pretty down on Russ. I watched him in Denver last year. I thought his numbers were pretty hollow, just built up the stats. And you cannot play winning football with him as your quarterback in the year 2024. But to the Steelers' credit, they started the season off 4-2. They could have easily been 5-1 if their defense could have just gotten a stop on fourth down on Sunday Night Football against the Cowboys. And I really just question the timing of this move. If this is actually what they're going to do. It's not an official announcement yet, but it's looking like Russ is going to get all of the first team reps and he's in line to start on Sunday Night Football against the Jets. By the way, the NFL and their theater just undefeated. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams on Sunday Night Football against Russell Wilson. Just a must-see TV game right there. But I think that Fields' legs, they did bring a new dynamic to this offense that they haven't seen in a while. And you need that, especially when the Steelers' offensive line, which we all knew was a concern going into the season, the one bright spot for that offensive line has been rookie center Zach Frazier from West Virginia, the second-round pick. He's been playing phenomenal football, one of the best offensive linemen in the league as a rookie, not even a first-round pick to start this season. And unfortunately, he just got hurt. He suffered an ankle injury on Sunday against the Raiders, and he is now considered week to week. So he's going to be out the next couple weeks. And I just don't understand why when you just scored 30 points, and I get it, Fields was not spectacular passing the ball in that game, but he showed you that his legs are an X factor. Mike Tomlin even said it himself, that his legs could give this team a new dynamic. Why are you pulling Justin Fields now when you're 4-2? You just lost an offensive lineman, so you're going to need someone to run around in the pocket and create plays, especially, too, when we know, Russell Wilson, that is what he really struggled with in Denver last year. He just kept on holding on to the ball and holding on to the ball. I remember specifically that game against the Jets when they were in Denver. The Jets defense came away with a big strip sack that ended up winning the game. Russell Wilson, he just holds on to the ball way too long. There are no weapons around him. I just think if they were to pivot to him, especially now, it would be a move that really flips this Steelers season in the wrong direction, and I would just not understand it. And I think this would be a major mistake by Mike Tomlin, and he's giving up on Fields way too quickly because your team is 4-2 and they just scored 30 points. Why is now the time to make the quarterback change?
I mean, it goes back to a point that I made a long time ago, and that is that Mike Tomlin does not want to put in the work in regards to developing a quarterback. Look what they did with Kenny Pickett. They didn't even want to give him a proper coordinator that's going to enhance whatever T-Rex hands he got, okay? Because he ain't good. All right. I don't know what they're going to enhance, but, at least give him a coordinator, right? But, it's like going out to a job interview. Don't wear jeans. Get you a tie. Get him a coordinator, right? He may not be good. Get him a coordinator, right? They ain't even do that. And that's what I'm saying. Arthur Smith, right? Arithmetic is what I call him. That wasn't like a massive upgrade. He's not. Okay, he's done things that I didn't like. Not a massive upgrade. They don't want to win a championship because it comes with making sacrifices. It comes with doing things that you're not accustomed to. It comes with evolving, revolutionizing, modernizing, okay, analyzing, socializing, okay, surprising, okay, the league that you're willing to adapt. They don't want to do it. They hate this show. They hate the name of this show. They would never watch this show. Mike Tomlin would never watch this show because he does not want to adapt. It's not 1999 anymore. He's stuck in it. Okay? And it is what it is. So, yeah, let me get back on point here. The fact of the matter is, them pivoting here to go into Wilson, a totally different quarterback, they never really gave Fields a shot. They really haven't. They didn't change the offense. They literally kept the same offense that Wilson was suited for Fields. That's unfair to Fields. Play to his strengths. They ain't want to do it. So guess what? They're going to pivot. And if they realize that Wilson, they better hope he's good and got something left in the tank. Because if they realize that he's not good anymore, you're going to pivot back? Nah, that would end the streak. The meaningless streak.
Well, real quick, I just want to comment on the adapting to the Steelers, right? Adapting to the offense. I think, you can make the argument they actually did.
Janae. My God.
I think they actually did change game planning for Justin Fields because the ability to do a lot of run options, read options, and Justin Fields ran the ball a lot with the Steelers the first 6 games. He has 5 rushing touchdowns. He's done a lot on his legs. They given him the ball to be the primary playmaker on this team. So I'm not saying they completely changed from, like, I agree with you. They did make this offense for Russell Wilson, but to say they didn't adapt to make sure it plays towards Fields' strengths, I disagree. I think they did play to Fields' strengths, but the issue is that when the running game is not working and he's not able to run the football, now you have to be accurate with getting to the open guy, and he hasn't done that in the first 6 games. He's throwing, I think, 57, 56% completion percentage, and that's not good for a quarterback, and especially at his standard of what his talent says he can do. So it's just right now, like, you have to give it a different look to see what else you could do, because right now they're not scoring as many touchdowns as you would hope like for them to do. And that's not because Fields lacks talent. It's just because the accuracy is not there.
They don't want to score touchdowns, bro. They don't want to score 30 points. Literally, their motto and philosophy is be tough, hard-nosed, rugged, create takeaways, win 20-17, 20-14, win a low-scoring game. That's the problem. And when you set the bar that low, listen, in life, and I'm in here, philosophical mode. In life, you got to aim high because you may not make it high, right? Now, if you set the bar low, you're going to get lower than low. That's the Steelers for you offensively. That's why the offense has not been able to marry the defense and what the defense is bringing to the table. And it is what it is.
Please like and subscribe for all the up-to-date content. You've been slinging shows left and right, slinging content left and right. Please don't miss anything. If you do, like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a question, something you may want to answer, something you may have. All ideas are great ideas. Nothing's a dumb question.